So I get the call today, right? The call that I've been dreading. For how many years have I been dreading this call? That my friend is in the hospital with a traumatic brain injury. And instantly I'm like, drinking's involved. Absolutely, drinking's involved. Are you drinking? You want to quit? You're having trouble quitting? Maybe talk to somebody. Seriously, it's such a waste. It's a waste. This guy is a great guy. I talk to him all the time. I've been sober for over 20 years. He called and talked to me. I'm like, dude, you can't smoke weed and quit drinking booze. It doesn't work like that. You quit everything. Just drink water. Just drink water. He could never do it. It's like he would always do the same thing that all of us do that have this problem. Well, I'm just gonna have one. You're gonna moderate your drinking. That doesn't work with an alcoholic. We all try it. It doesn't work. Oh, I'm just gonna have one a day from now on, and then it ends up being two. And the next thing you know, you're drinking a 6-pack, and then you're back to your 12-pack a day, or you're drinking vodka, whatever. It doesn't work. You ask anybody that's an alcoholic, you can't do that. You can't do it that way. You just have to quit and never drink it again. And you can't say, well, I'm not gonna drink, I'm just gonna smoke weed. Because you'll end up drinking again. I'm telling you, life is better sober. It's so much fucking better. Booze tears your body apart. It tears your fucking body apart. It should be illegal. It's weird. Marijuana should be legal and booze should be illegal. That's how I see it. I'm not condoning smoking marijuana. That's not what I'm saying. I'm just saying alcohol is a nasty fucking drug. I can't tell you how many times I woke up feeling sick. I was sick all the time. Every day I woke up, I was sick. My head hurts, my stomach, I'm shaking like a leaf on a tree. It was horrible. It was a horrible existence. My life was shit. I said to myself, my life is really shitty. What is the worst thing that I do to myself? It's drinking. And I'm like, fuck it, I can't do it anymore. I quit. You can quit. You could quit. Don't end up like fucking Al in the hospital. He talked about quitting a lot, but his idea of quitting was him playing doctor and saying, I'm gonna smoke some weed and I won't drink. And all of a sudden, well, I smoke mostly weed, right? I smoke weed and I'll have like one beer. And then the next thing you know, he's just drinking a ton. If you're having problems, talk to somebody. My friend had insurance. I talked to him, I'm like, go to rehab, Go to rehab. Go talk to somebody. Go to AA. Do something. But for God's sakes, fucking don't do it. It's a waste. It's a waste of money. It's all a big joke. And when you get away from it, and you've been away from it long enough, you'll look back and you'll say, God, what was I fucking doing? I'm telling you, you got a problem with booze or drugs or whatever, figure out a way to quit. And you probably won't be able to do it on your own. Okay? Go to rehab, go to, go somewhere, talk to somebody, do something. But you're tearing yourself up. It's a waste of money. The worst thing of it is so many people love this guy. He's a great guy. And everybody wanted him to quit, and he even wanted to quit, but he wouldn't take that step and go to rehab. It's fucked up. Now he's in the hospital. Traumatic brain injury. I'm telling you, it's all a big lie. Just quit what you're doing and live your life sober. Trust me, it's easier that way. I'm at Walmart. I have to go buy a slicker brush. They're just so cheap. They are. They're so cheap. The handle broke on it. You can't. It just doesn't work like that. So I need a new one. I'll tell you something. People are idiots. This morning, I had somebody. this kind of shit goes on all the time underneath videos. This guy writes underneath one of my videos, this is what he writes. I know you don't like it when people ask questions, but, you know, okay, dick. Oh, so you know that I don't answer questions under videos, but you're gonna ask it anyway. People can pay for Skype consultation, you know? I'm busy. And besides, the thing of it is people that ask free questions, they don't utilize any of that stuff. They go around asking these questions. They never get their dog figured out. They always have problems. People that do board and trains, that invest money, they stick with the dog, they stay with the program, they're realistic. Going around asking for free advice underneath videos is just proof you're an asshole. You want free shit. You want free shit, and your dog is a mess because it lives with you. That's the truth. There's some guy outside Walmart in like a 65 Chevy, something like that. Everybody's making comments to him. I'm sure that he drives around this is constant. He's into it. He's into, like, look at me, you know? Look at me in the 65 real super slick red Chevy. I can't, that's like owning a giant breed dog. You can't go anywhere without people making comments. It sucks. Tell you other stuff that I see that's really fucking stupid. It's just the sign of like an idiot. Is somebody asking underneath a video about dog training, this is what they say, and I saw this on Facebook, is the raven still alive? What kind of question is that, idiot? Is your dog still alive? Is your mother still alive? It just seems so fucking rude. It is. He has a name. His name's Sam. You know? And why wouldn't you say something like, how's Sam doing? No. Is he still alive? You're an idiot. You're an idiot. He's an 11-year-old raven. What do you think, dummy? Okay, so this looks like the one I usually buy for $5. These break at the handle. Like, I just like threw it over on the ground. I was done and it broke. It's really cheap, really cheap. So I'm gonna get this one for a few bucks more. Self-cleaning. Oh, I see. Nice. I don't really need that though. Am I paying for that? I mean, all right. I'll try it. Screw it. These, by the way, if you have a English Cocker or some dog with like long hair, man, you gotta have one of these lying around. I have several of these. You gotta have the metal comb. It's very important. I don't know what this little tiny comb is for. I don't get that. Oh, it's a flea comb. No, it's not needed. Why? Because you should have why am I getting this? I don't need this. You should put your dog on Frontline or some kind of flea and tick protection every spring. And if you live in a warm climate, every month, you have to. You know, I have found that I like this. I like this Hearts Tearless Puppy Shampoo. I do. I like this a lot. My hair looks great, right? I think it's pretty awesome. I got it in my eyes and it did nothing, and it really gives it body. It's good. This is a good product. Now here's something that I'm gonna try, and I'm gonna try it because I have Luna and Pharaoh. And who else? Bella. Bella's white, sort of whitish gray. White Pearl shampoo. Well, it's like formulated for keeps light and white coats looking vibrant and chic. So I'm gonna try it. What, you know, I don't know. I don't know if it makes any difference, but fuck it. Here's a grooming tip, and I'm terrible at grooming, but dealing with English Cockers and dog, man, I've gotten better at it, and I figured a few things out. One, if you're not gonna, even before you bathe them, if you use some kind of product like this, like one of these like misting sprays, just to like, you know, kind of get the odor off the dog. They also have a conditioner in there. If you spray that, then comb them out, and then bathe them. It really does help. You could buy a detangling spray, sure, but this has something similar in it. It does. It has something similar in it. Yeah, see, it says it on all of them. Conditions code. It has some kind of conditioner in there. I cannot imagine adding something like this to my dog's water. Okay? It's some kind of thing so that your dog has fresh breath. Are you fucking kidding me? You're gonna put some kind of dental fresh water additive oral care for pets? Oh, come on, man. You ever heard of water? It's just water. That's all they need. If your dog was on a raw diet, it wouldn't have nasty breath. Seriously. That is absurd. By the way, this for a Frisbee dog it's garbage. This is absolute garbage. It's heavy. It just sucks. It does. It sucks. I cannot imagine being overweight. Like, not overweight, but just obese. It would suck. I saw several women in there that were wearing really short, like muumuu type things, but real short. And they were obese, you know, morbidly obese. I noticed on each of them, yes, looking at them, they were, like their legs were like rubbing together as they walked. You'd have to like put Vaseline on your legs or something so that it didn't, you'd get chafed at the very least. I would not want to, you know, my family's, a lot of people are overweight, but not really like that. You know, that's just, these women were north of 300 pounds. You know, unhealthy, you know. It'd be difficult to walk, it'd be a drag. Check out that tiny trailer. I couldn't have anything like that, but I like it. It's for like 1-2 people, you know. That wouldn't fit me and my dogs, much less the birds. It's cool though, I like them. I like tiny houses too. I was talking to Pharaoh's mom the other day. We were talking about this idiot that, you know, said he was gonna train Pharaoh for 30 days and like nothing got done. Nothing. You know? It's just absurd. But anyway, we left the conversation, you know, talking about like, you know, you have to tell them no. They're like children. You treat them like children, actually. And that you don't let a kid just do whatever. They have to understand that there's consequences. Most people love their dog, but they're just sort of loving it the wrong way. You have to explain to the dog no. You have to explain to the child no. If you're just gonna let the kid do whatever, or the dog, they're gonna be a wreck of a human when they're adults, or a wreck of a dog. Well, the dog that just is allowed to do whatever ends up in shelters, gets given away. They're work. Kids are work, dogs are work. If you don't want to work with them, don't have them. I'm in Arby's getting breakfast. I got shit to do. I gotta eat. I don't have time to cook. I gotta eat something. My diet's been doing great. Seriously. Knocking out carbs for the most part. Fat just melted off me. So I've been, you know, real busy. You know, I had 3 boarding trains. You know, and I had boarding clients too, which is a ton of work because I always end up training them too. You know, I just end up doing work with them. So I gotta eat. I got shit to do. I gotta mow my lawn. Sauces? No, not with that. That's fine. Thank you. Don't get the beef and cheddar, the classic beef and cheddar at Arby's. I don't know what dish soap tastes like, but that was horrible. I ate half of it and stopped. Gross. Oh my God. Tell you something else that I think is amazing is the amount of people. Listen, Sam the Raven, my Raven, is very popular. He is. But people don't get it. Like, I'm being truthful. Talking about what it's like to live with a Raven, and people are like, I think they're children. They're like, oh, that's hysterical. Like, you know, that's not really the purpose of the video. The purpose of the video is to tell people that you better if you want to spend $2,000 on a bird, you know, you want to spend $2,000 on a bird, you better know what you're getting into. You know, there's more than, a lot of people like the idea of having a raven, and a lot of people have ravens as pets. You can buy them. You can go to a breeder and you can buy one. How many are in the United States as pets? I don't know. I'm sure under 100,000. I would think. I mean, the breeder that I use, he probably, each year he probably, I don't know, 300, you know, and that he's not the only one that breeds. So if he's putting out 300, and then other people breed them, and they live a long time. They live a relatively long time, maybe 15 years in the wild, 30 in captivity. I don't really know how many are out there, to tell you the truth. That's like saying how many Gophin cockatoos are there in the United States? I'm not sure. There's quite a bit. There's probably more of those. There's probably more gray parrots for sure than there would be hybrid ravens, African ravens. But you know, that's another bird, like the parrot. Like people like the idea, but wait until you have that gray parrot bite you. A lot of times with people that they like the bird, or they like the idea of having a bird, once the bird starts biting them or something, they're like, you know, the bird sucks, or the bird's stupid. No, they're interacting with you. That's how they do it. They don't realize, you know, they don't get it. What are you gonna do? Don't get a parrot if you don't like. If you don't want to get bit, do not get any type of parrot. Do not get any type of bird. Even my pigeon Remy, she'll bite. Are you kidding me? She'll bitch me out, sure. I'll be sleeping and she'll wake me up by taking her beak and peck me right underneath the eye, and I'm like, wow, you fucking bitch, you know, I'm sleeping. You know, and she's like, get up. The sun's up, get up. I'm telling you, liking the idea of something and, you know, having it in your life, and we're not talking about just something, we're talking about an animal. Liking the idea of an animal and thinking that it would be a great pet is different than, you know, having it living with you. Like a pigeon can be real cuddly. Some birds can be real cuddly. Ravens really aren't known for being cuddly, you know. And are you looking for an animal that you can sit around and pet so that your oxytocin, you know, is increased? That's not a raven. That's not most birds. A lot of people think that you have to constantly, like you're supposed to be able to pet the animal whenever you want. You know, that's not the way that it works. You know, that's just not the case. You know, a lot of times with dogs are treated that way. Like they're there to be petted. You know. Well, yes and no. You don't pet them when they're being bad, and that's a huge problem, is people just indiscriminately pet the dog or interact with the dog inappropriately when it's doing something fucked up, and then the dog thinks, you know, its body responds like, oh, I get positive reinforcement when I do this. And then they have a mess on their hands, and then they have no idea how to stop the mess. People have no idea how to, like, not create the mess. It's fucking stupid. And then we have people that are, you know, interested in getting ravens as pets, and they have very little animal experience. They just like the myth of the raven. If I hear one more time somebody say, oh, they like shiny objects, listen, moron, they like a lot of stuff. They do. They like a lot of stuff. And that shiny object thing is just like, that's just more myth put out about ravens. That's all it is. I'm not saying that Sam wouldn't go for a shiny object, but he might go for a lighter, a screwdriver, you know, something that isn't shiny. there's all this myth about ravens is what the deal is. Oh, another thing that I hear is like, they're the most intelligent bird on the planet. Shut the fuck up. You've never even lived with one bird, okay? It's a bird that's been talked about in history as being intelligent, but by no means listen, there's no IQ test for birds. And to compare the intelligence level of a gray parrot to a raven is absurd, or to a pigeon. So you have, let's talk about the 3 different types of birds there. Out of those 3 birds, the parrot, the raven, or the pigeon, which one is the most stable? The fucking pigeon, of course. Are you kidding me? That's why they make great pets. If you have your raven or your parrot out, and let's say you have to move a ladder in the room with the bird, that will flip the fuck out of the raven and the parrot. The pigeon couldn't give a shit. They'll be walking around, they'll be flying, they're stable. They don't get flipped out. I'm telling you, not all birds are the same, and to put these, like, just ridiculous, like, this animal's smart and the smartest, or that animal's not as smart. You read shit, you've had no interaction with any of these animals, and you don't know what the fuck you're talking about. I'll tell you something, one of the smartest birds that I've ever dealt with are those little brown sparrows that are around everybody's houses. They're all throughout the United States. They were brought here by, people from England, because they wanted to have things that they were used to, animals that they were used to. Those were brought over, and those are some of the smartest birds on the planet. Absolute little killers too, like a raven. They will eat live stuff for sure. You can go buy them mealworms and stuff, and they'll just like kill them. How do I know this? Because I've been involved in animal rescue for years, and that is one species that I've worked with in the past. Because it's like this, it's a species that isn't indigenous to the United States. It isn't. So it's considered invasive. So I don't have any problem working with one of those, helping one of those out. I wouldn't work with a red-tailed hawk, okay? I wouldn't. I would take that to the appropriate place, I'd take a bird of prey or something like that if I came across it that was injured to a, I believe that all animal hospitals are required by law to take birds of prey. I believe that is the case. But, if you find some bird, I'm contacted by people all the time that are like, what do I do? I found this bird. Well, go find somebody, because if you deal with it, it's gonna die. If you find the baby bird, it's gonna die. You don't know what you're doing. There's a lot to know, If I find a baby bird, I can keep it alive. You can't, okay? You can't. People are ridiculous, they are. I can tell, like, the more my channel goes up, the more troll activity I get. One, because there's jealous people. There's jealous people, there seriously are. And during the summertime, you have the children, which children are more apt to be a troll than an adult, but there are juvenile adults that are trolls too. But, I can't imagine as a child back talking to an adult or saying something rude to an adult. There's no way I would have done that. No, there's no possible way I would have done that. But now in our society, it seems to be a common thing. There's like this whole, it's acceptable for children to do this because they can get away with it. So they just get online, they act like the tough guy, like I'm an adult, I say the cuss words and then I'm gone. Meaning they'll make their comments, but if you write something back to the troll child, they won't respond. They don't want to hear what you have to say. It's like their ego is like half-baked, and they can't handle anything like that. So they just go around making themselves feel tough or whatever, and then, you know, it's a pretty ridiculous thing to have to deal with. It is. Occasionally you'll see a comment from a kid, and you can tell that it's like, oh, well, this kid is sort of not an asshole and probably relatively intelligent. But I'm sure that troll children there are some that are intelligent, there are some that are not so intelligent. It's more about like, I'm a child, I'm pissed off at mom and dad, I do lousy in school, I have no friends, and this is a good way to make myself feel better. You know, like writing something where they think that they're smart. That's the absurd thing. Like they'll talk about dogs or animals, and I'm like, dude, you know, I'm removing your comment because it's misinformation. How could anybody try and get in and want to start some kind of argument over the internet about animals with me? I really don't know. You know, it boggles my mind. You know, I can train puppies in a 60-day period to do, you know, all basic commands, hold, drop, retrieve. An adult dog, I can have them, you know, I can make them into a physical assist service dog in a very short period, and I have somebody telling me what they think. I don't really need to know what you think, because I do this for a living, and I know what I'm talking about, and you don't. Oh, by the way, I have made my final decision on do I think that melatonin does anything for dogs with separation anxiety. This is my final decision. No, I don't. And I bought some enough that I was like, well, maybe it helps. I'll send some back with Pharaoh. Man, it doesn't work. It's just bullshit. The dog's just too amped up for it to do anything. It's the same thing. They're not like us. They're not like us. Like if you have a dog that is, like the dosage for dogs when giving them something like a downer, like say, what's a downer? Like Valium or something like that. It's higher. It's a dog. It's a dog. It's higher, and it doesn't stay in their system as long. Melatonin is not gonna, it's not gonna help. It's just not gonna help. It's just a fact. Tell you something else about these people that ask dog training questions under videos. This is honest God truth. Many times I don't even think that they have a dog, or it's a child asking questions about the family dog like it's their dog. I'm not gonna waste my time answering questions. It's you know, the child's not taking care of the dog. That's one thing. Kids can't take care of a dog. Adults can't take care of a dog. So why would a child be able to take care of a dog? And by the way, if you're an adult and you think that you're going to give your child responsibility by having them take care of the dog's not going to be taken care of properly, and it's never going to get trained. It's your responsibility. Okay? That's a fact. A lot of this is perpetrated by people that want to be dog trainers, or they're on YouTube and they don't have any business and they want to drum up business, so they'll answer questions. It's not fucking helpful. Anytime anything free is done, people don't utilize it. Do you understand? It's just not utilized. I'm fucking 55 years old. I've seen this a million times. Any dog trainer that is answering questions, doesn't have business, has time to answer questions, or doesn't realize that anything that they're telling the stranger that you don't even know if they have a dog, they're never going to be able to utilize it. They're looking for the quick solution. They don't want to train their dog. They want you to write a sentence underneath a video that's going to solve their problem. We live in an unrealistic society. We do. And we have 4 million dogs dying every year. And it's just continued. It's just continued. There needs to be some kind of, you know, public outreach for dogs in this country, and there's not. The only one that I ever heard of was Cesar Millan was going to be going to the grave. I don't think he ever did it. I think he talked about having some kind of deal where we educated children in the grade schools about dogs and how to respond around dogs and what to do and what not to do. As far as I know, he never did it. Or if he did it at one school. That's what this country needs. We need public service announcements, you know, saying, leave everybody's dog alone. It doesn't matter if it's a service dog or a house dog. You're distracting the dog, and if it gets distracted, the owner's either going to have to correct the dog, right? That's the first thing. So you're causing a problem for the owner. Or if you're going up and petting it, the dog could be excited or in a fear state. You could be training the dog to either be excited or fearful. Leave everybody's dogs alone, seriously. And don't ask questions under dog trainers' videos. If you're asking questions under dog trainers' videos, one, you could be getting misinformation. There's a lot of dog trainers out here that are incompetent. There's one of them on YouTube that has 1.5 million subscribers, and he can't really do anything with a dog. It's all about telling the people what they want to hear, and that's not good for dogs. We have 4 million fucking dying, 4 million.